Breaking news out of Canberra, and this is just 1 week on from the AUKUS submarine deal announced by the Prime Minister. Consensus within Labor has started to shatter. Live to Trudy McIntosh now. Trudy, a number of Labor MPs have raised concerns about the deal.
Laura, Sky News can reveal that 3 members of Labor's left faction have publicly and privately raised concerns about the AUKUS submarine pact. It was announced this time last week by the Prime Minister alongside the US President Joe Biden and the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in San Diego. But this morning in the Labor caucus room meeting, 2 members of Labor's left faction in Victoria voiced their concerns to the room about this AUKUS deal. The Prime Minister first gave a summary of AUKUS, and then we saw an intervention from Libby, who's the member for Corangamite in Victoria, and Michelle Ananda-Rajah, who's the member for Higgins, both from Labor's left faction. I'm told that they asked whether there was any impact on other government services given that massive price tag over 30 years, and also the implications for national sovereignty. So something we'd also heard from former Liberal Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull in terms of a concern there. Another big intervention, we saw this late last night in Parliament. The member for Fremantle, Josh Wilson, also from the left, publicly voicing a very strident critique of this AUKUS deal.
While I support the work of the government, I'm not completely convinced that nuclear-propelled submarines are the only or best answer to our strategic needs. I am concerned about the question of nuclear waste. And Speaker, I'm not yet convinced that we can adequately deal with the non-proliferation risks involved in what is a novel arrangement. I could be proved wrong about some of my concerns. Perhaps they're ill-founded in a way that I don't perceive, and I can live with that. But I would be wrong already if I wasn't prepared to identify and voice those concerns.
The intervention this morning by 2 of these MPs in the party caucus and that scathing critique late last night from Josh Wilson shows that this split is not just within the broader Labor movement. It was sparked by Paul Keating's comment last week, Laura, but now this is confirmation that there are active concerns about AUKUS within the Prime Minister's own party room.
Very interesting indeed, because, you know, Keating essentially, by all the frontbench ministry, was roundly condemned. You know, they were at pains not to criticise such a huge Labor figure and a Labor luminary, but it does seem that he may have emboldened some within the current caucus to actually raise these concerns, have that contest of ideas that Keating talked about.
Well, and the irony, Laura, is he's emboldened the left of the party. So his intervention has allowed these Labor MPs to speak out, albeit privately for 2 of them in the party room. But Josh Wilson, that is a massive shot across the bow at the Prime Minister on the floor of Parliament yesterday. It wasn't minor concerns he's raising. It was nuclear waste, whether it's actually good for our defence policy, also whether it's a proliferation risk. This is long-held concerns within the left of the Labor Party, but it shows you that the Prime Minister's decision to rapidly agree to this 18 months ago has not allayed the concerns within his own backbench.
OK, Trudy, really interesting to see where this goes today. Appreciate the update.